All right, let's do this. Welcome to episode 13 of the Life Coaching with Ryan book club. We are talking Fxck Feelings, chapter 4, which is Fxck Helpfulness. And as I did with the last chapter, I'm going to do a super cut. Just not with video edits. I'll just do it from notes. I'm breaking down the chapter that is in 5 sections. These 5 sections far less extreme than last chapter, so not quite as startling or hard to generalize. In fact, I wrote considerably fewer bullet points this time because more of them were easier to state generally to help many people. The 5 sections were easing others' sorrows, rescuing the addicted, protecting victims of injustice, brokering peace at home, and raising the downtrodden. I'm sure you can relate to at least a couple of those if you are a particularly helpful person. The details of some of these could be extreme because they were like doing missionary work in Africa level, helping the downtrodden. And that is really all-consuming for some people, so I understand that. I tried to limit my bullet points to things that were slightly more generalizable than others. So, again, 3 sections. What you wish for and can't have. What you can aim for and actually achieve. And how you can do it. And I have the same beef as before, which is how you can do it is not always as instructive as I think as it could be. But let's get into it just the same. What you wish for and can't have: loved ones with permanent smiles. Confidence in your ability to make someone feel better. You just can't always do that. Faith in people's ability to feel good with the right treatment, self-care, personal choices, etc. The ability to get through to someone through logic, emotion, or what have you. Knowledge of who really deserves and will benefit from protection and or resources, and you having the ability to protect them or give them those resources. Also, the ability to assuage grievances. It's nice when you see 2 people fighting and you want to make them both feel better or help them resolve their issue. But that really is not reasonable a good bit of the time because their problem has nothing to do with you, and you may likely have little to offer to help them solve their problem. So what can you aim for and actually achieve? Well, know that you've done enough or done your best. That is important. Know that you've done enough, you've done your best. Learn to tolerate unhappiness without flinching or blaming. Accept others' choices. Limit your own responsibility in the situation. Don't feel the need to blame other people. You don't have to get angry and or falsely hopeful. You can leave them to their own devices. Retain your personal priorities regardless of your protective urges and pressures. Respect people who endure hardship and injustice regardless of what's happened. Take care to protect yourself. Avoid repeating previous unsuccessful attempts to help. Let me repeat that one. Avoid repeating previous unsuccessful attempts to help. And learn how to maximize your impact while minimizing harm and unintended consequences. So often, we want to help so badly that we involve ourselves in something that isn't our business, and in fact, involving ourselves makes it worse. So how can we do it? Find out what you can reasonably do to help, or what can reasonably be done to help. You may not even be able to do what can reasonably be done, to be fair. Define what has to change for all parties in order to maintain the relationship, i.e., you might need a change in attitude or behavior from someone in order to maintain that relationship. They may need the same or similar from you. Be clear about that. Rescue yourself if you can. It may be a situation where you can't help and you've embedded yourself so deeply and you just need to figure out how to extricate yourself. Do careful risk assessments with fact gathering and checking, including the risk caused by other people's habits. And evaluate that risk considering the chances of retaliation or escalation by the other person. You may be thinking you're doing right, but that doing right may not be received very well. So consider that before you get involved. Respect your efforts, not your results. Another one to repeat. Respect your efforts, not your results. This is applicable everywhere, not just in this chapter of this book. I want to plaster this on everyone's mirrors. So they wake up in the morning, and this is for me too. I forget this all the time. All the time. Respect your efforts, not your results. You are not 100% in control of your results, but you're far more in control of the effort that you can apply. Not always. You may have limits on how much effort you can apply, but you can choose how to apply that effort that you do have available to you. And define what is necessary and enough rather than what's best. This is another big one. So I'll repeat it again. Define what is necessary and enough rather than what is best, also generalizable to any situation. Having said that, in for a penny, in for a pound. I was only going to do 2 more chapters, but I'm going to do 3 because Fxck Serenity just looks too good to pass up. So I was talking to Preeti. I decided that I was going to do Fxck Love and Communication, but I also want to do Serenity. I think I'm going to skip the last 3, which is Assholes, Parenting, and something else. If there's a parent out there who really wants me to cover it, I will. But I'd rather talk about parenting in a different context than this book. So, after I am done with these 3 sections, which presently I'm looking at Monday, Thursday, Monday for those sections, and then the following Thursday being a discussion of the introduction for whatever book I'm doing next. Right now, that's one of 3 options. The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning by Marguerite Magnusson, Conscious Communication by Mary Shore, or The Seat of the Soul by Gary Zukov. Because I have people who are wanting to read Seat of the Soul, so I may be roped in or playfully engaged with that group. But I also want to have Mary on as a podcast guest, and I really love to read her book before we do that. And then also anyone who follows me here and also listens to my podcast will have a primer on her book before I release my interview with her, which I think would be really awesome. Now, I do record my podcasts well in advance of releasing them typically, so that means that even if I didn't do her book next month, I might be able to do it the same month I interview her, because it'll still happen out of sync. But regardless, I'd like to read her book from cover to cover before I interview her. So anyway, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Please let me know what you think about helpfulness. How do you think that you're too helpful? Do you think you're just helpful enough? Do you think you're not helpful enough? Where are you at in your journey? I hope you have a fantastic night, a fantastic weekend, and I will see you all next time. Ciao.